here with a new YouTube video. Before we get started, if you are new here, welcome. It's a pleasure to have you joining me for today's practice. It would mean so much to me if you click that subscribe button and join the family. The algorithm appreciates that, which I appreciate because it just helps me on my end to grow this community and get our videos out to more people. So I appreciate you taking the time to give this video a subscribe and give it a like at the end of the video if the practice feels good for you in your body. Now today we're going to be doing a nice 30-minute intro or beginner yoga flow. We won't be coming to downward facing dog or anything like that. We're going to break everything down for someone who is completely new and doesn't know these postures at all. I do advise that you start with some supportive props to make the practice adaptable for you and your body and to really focus on making it non-performative. So there's some props that I'd like you to have. You'll see behind me I have one blanket and two yoga blocks. You want to make sure you grab something similar to that. You could use a towel or a pillow in place of a blanket. And if you don't have blocks, if you have been here before, you've heard me say this thousands of times, books work just fine as block substitutes. So go ahead and grab those tools, and I'll see you right back here on the mat for today's practice in a hot second. Welcome back, fam. Let's go ahead and get started in a tabletop position on our hands and knees with our blanket or our pillow supporting the knees. We're going to go ahead and drop our forearms down to the mat and bring a block or a book to our third eye underneath our forehead. You have the option of keeping the hips over the knees here, or you can drop the hips back to the heels if that feels comfortable in your hips. And we're just going to start off in this supported child's pose. Usually in child's pose, the forehead is usually on the ground, but we are supporting ourselves here with a block to lift the head and to further support the hips. We're going to start with a few grounding breaths here, in and out of the nostrils. Just allow your breath to soothe your body here. We utilize the breath, the pranayama, to unite the body and the mind in our yoga practice. So continue to use your breath to guide you through the practice today. Continue to take a nice deep inhalation, or as deep as you can, and a fluid exhale out of the nostrils. Really beginning to relax your body here. And on the inhale, we're going to slowly come up onto our hands and knees into a tabletop position. We're going to flip the right palm so the fingers are pointing towards the knees, and just gently stretch the front of the wrist. Now, if this feels uncomfortable, you can always omit it. Exhale, let's flip that palm back. Do the opposite side. Flip the left palm so the fingers are pointing towards the knees and the palms are facing up to the heavens. We just want to stretch out the wrists, especially if we've been sitting or working at a desk. Exhale, release, and flip the left palm back, and just feel grounded in your tabletop position with both hands rooted. Inhale, we're going to find a cow pose. Draw the heart up to the heavens, tailbone. Exhale out of the mouth. Curl the head in towards the groin for your cat pose. Hold here for a deep inhale. And exhale. Inhale, bring it back to your cow pose. Heart lifts, tailbone lifts. Exhale out of the mouth, HA. For your cat pose, curling the head in towards the groin. Nicely done. Inhale, cow pose. Extend the heart up to the heavens, head up to the heavens, tailbone draws up to the heavens. Exhale, open the mouth wide, HA. Find your cat pose, curling the head in towards the groin. And then inhale, come back to a neutral spine. drawing the lips together and continuing to find that exhale out of the nose, inhale through the nose. And slowly draw the hips back to a child's pose and windmill the right hand back. Windmill the left hand back. So we're just finding these deep strokes here. Windmill the right hand back just to open up through the heart and the chest, mobilize the shoulders. Windmill the left hand back. Nicely done. Once more on each side, windmill the right hand back. Windmill the left hand up and back. Nice. Root the left hand back onto the mat. And on the inhale, bring it back to a tabletop, hands and knees. Holding here. Eye gaze looking down in front of you, finding what we call a drishti or a focal point for balance. You're going to begin to extend your right leg back and pull your belly button in. Draw your toes down and lift the heart. Go ahead and just glide that right foot out towards the left and carry both hands, the left and the right hand, over to the left. You can keep the hands rooted or you can drop onto the forearms, and you're just going to feel a nice deep stretch in your right rib cage. We just want to kind of open up the side body here for a few rounds of breath. And we're also beginning to practice a little bit of balance here. And continue to find that audible inhale and exhale out of the nose. Come back to center by rooting the hands, and then glide that right foot out to the right and root the right foot into the earth. On the inhale, let's take the right hand up to the heavens. Opening up through the chest here, hold. And then exhale, slowly glide the right hand underneath the left and hold here. So you want to flip the right palm up to the heavens, and we're once again mobilizing the shoulders. You're going to feel a light stretch along the back of the shoulders, but we're also practicing balance here, so staying engaged to the belly. Inhale, the right hand's going to come back up to the heavens, going to your depth, and then exhale, right hand's going to root to the earth. You're going to gently heel toe your right heel forward, or you might grab your ankle and draw your right leg forward. So we're coming into this supported low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Draw your blocks or your books next to your feet. Backpack your hands onto your right knee to lift the heart. And then inhale, hands are going to come high. Now this is Anjaneyasana, low lunge. We're going to pull our tailbone down and draw our belly button up as if it's coming to kiss our chest. Hands come high. Focus on finding your drishti or your focal point, looking at one point in front of you here. And once again, we're also exercising balance. Exhale, windmill the hands straight back, nicely opening up through the chest. Inhale, hands come back up high to the heavens. And exhale, let's gently float the hands down into the earth or to our blocks. And we're going to hold here, slowly finding a twist. Draw your right hand to your low back and bring your eye gaze up to the heavens so you're looking past your right shoulder. Now, this is option 1. You can stay here. Option 2, you might bring your right hand up to the heavens. And now you are in a modified revolve twist. Find whichever option feels good, and then exhale, root the right hand back into your block. Inhale, half split. We're going to lengthen out our right leg, making sure that our left hip is over our left knee. And you can draw your block up on a higher height if you'd like, especially if you find that your knee is bent slightly and you need a little bit more slack. I'm going to bring my block to the lowest height for me. And we're going to find a few grounding rounds of breath here. Maybe slowly drawing our forehead towards the knee. On the inhale, let's bend the right knee. And notice your back left leg. You're going to gently Kickstand it straight back behind you towards your booty. And we're going to inhale, windmill, the left arm up and around to come into our supported or modified warrior two. Our right toes are facing towards the right wall, and our left shin is straight back behind us. Again, we're drawing our tailbone down and drawing our belly button up and in with our torso facing the direction of our hips. Both arms are extended left and right, and we're looking over our right hand. Really find your balance here, ground through your low belly and your groin. So this is our modified warrior two. Nicely done, y'all. Exhale, lower the right hand back to the earth or a block and windmill your left hand back to the earth or a block. Gently begin to kickstand your left shin straight back behind you as we were before in our supported low lunge. And then we're just going to gently step our right knee back. So we're back in our tabletop with both knees supported on our blanket or pillow. And then exhale, child's pose. We're going to drag the hips to the heels and just extend the arms long, but keep the head lifted. Inhale, let's come back to tabletop. We're going to find the same thing on the opposite side. Extend the left leg back, find your balance by looking down in front of you. Draw your left toes down and kickstand your left shin or your left foot out towards the right. And slowly carry the hands over to the right, keeping the hands rooted, or you might drop onto the forearms if you want a little more support. And you're going to feel a light stretch throughout the left side rib cage here, fam. Playing with balance here as well. Keep your belly engaged the entire time. And continue to allow the breath to guide you. On the inhale, let's come back onto the hands, lift the heart. Exhale, float that left leg up and draw it out to the left. Root the left foot into the earth. And then inhale, the left hand's going to sweep up. Now, if you have any stiffness in the shoulders and your left hand only comes up halfway, that's completely fine. Try not to judge what your body can or cannot do. Go ahead and thread that left arm underneath the right with your left palm flipped up towards the heavens. And you're going to gently feel that stretch along the backside of your left shoulder. Continue to hold here and continue to ground that left foot into the earth for more balance and stability. A few rounds of breath here. Inhale, let's bring our left hand back up to the heavens. And exhale, lower the left hand back to the earth. We'll slowly take a hold of our left ankle and draw it forward. So we're coming into an Anjaneyasana low lunge. Left knee is directly over the ankles. Avoid this, y'all. No knee coming over the ankles. You want your knee stacked directly over the ankles. Draw your blocks or your books to frame your feet. Root your hands into your blocks. Backpack your hands onto your left knee to lift the heart. And then when you're ready, inhale. Anjaneyasana low lunge. Hands sweep up to the heavens. Once again, drawing your tailbone down. Right, to avoid sticking that booty out, we want to draw the tailbone down and invite the groin up and in towards the belly button. Really supported here. And rooting the toes into the earth. Inhale, hands come high. Exhale, windmill the hands straight back behind you. Inhale, hands are going to sweep up high to the heavens again. Nice, strong, low lunge. And then exhale, let's lower the hands into our blocks. We're going to root our right hand on our block and draw our left hand, our left palm to our low back. Begin to find this modified revolve twist. Option 1 here, looking over your left shoulder. Option 1, you can keep the left hand on the low back. Option 2, you might bring the left hand up to the heavens if it feels safe, finding your version of modify revolved twist. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, lower the left hand back to the earth or a block. And inhale, find your half split. Lengthen out your left leg. Make sure the left knee is over the ankle. Try not to sink into the hips like this, y'all. You want the right hip directly over the right knee. Choose whatever height of your block you'd like. If you need the blocks or your blocks to be higher, you can do so. Or you can bring your blocks to a lower height. Keep the spine long, extending the heart forward. And beginning to bow down to your depth. Listen to your body at every point, y'all. Few rounds of breath here. You might add a little self-massage or self-touch like I'm doing, just to caress the body. On the next inhale, let's bend our left knee. We're going to gently begin to kickstand our right shin straight back. You might walk it there. You might take some time getting there to do so. Make sure your knee is supported on a pillow or a blanket, and inhale. Let's windmill the right arm up and around. We're back in our modified warrior 2, opposite side. Our left toes are facing towards the left. We're pulling the tailbone down. Groin is drawing up and in, and arms are long. Nice. This is our modified warrior 2. You get the same benefits in modified warrior 2 that you get in full Virabhadrasana 2 or warrior 2. Look over the left hand. Find that strength. Find that center of balance from the belly and the groin. And then exhale, lower the left hand to a block or the earth. Right hand windmill straight down to a block or the earth. And we start to step and tap and step and glide that right shin straight back. So we're back in Anjaneyasana. Low lunge, step the left knee back. So you're back in tabletop. You can move your blocks to the side. Root the hands. Child's pose on the exhale. Hips towards the heels. Arms long. So maybe this time you're able to get your forehead closer to the earth, or you can draw your block underneath the forehead like we initially did. Find whichever option feels supportive for you based on how it feels in the spine and in the hips. Few rounds of breath here. Continuing to ground and just arrive in the body. Inhale, let's ripple it up, tabletop. Hands and knees. We're going to root our hands on our blocks as if they're stilts. And draw the blocks on the highest height. Step the left leg forward, then the right leg to comfortably come up to a standing forward fold. Have a nice bend in the knees. Draw the blocks forward. And inhale, find a halfway lift. So we want a long spine, eye gaze drawing down. Exhale, forward fold. Nice squishy bend in the knees. Invite the forehead towards the knees. They don't have to kiss. Inhale, we'll come back to halfway lift. Long spine. Pull the belly in. Eye gaze forward. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Bending through the knees, inviting the forehead towards the knees. Inhale, slowly rise, vertebra by vertebra. Take your time. Inhale, circle sweep hands up to the heavens, friends. Exhale, Anjali Mudra. Hands come to heart center, sealing the pose. And Tadasana, palms open face alongside the hips. Let's play with balance by just rocking left and right, lifting one foot, lifting the opposite foot. We might start to hold and balance on one foot a little longer. Maybe balancing on the right foot, lifting the left foot, hold. I'm going to turn to face towards you. You can stay where you are though. Still rocking left and right. We're going to root our right foot, lift our left, hold. Find your center of gravity from your belly. Exhale, root your left foot, root your left foot. Slowly pick up your right, hold, finding balance here. And exhale, root the right foot. Inhale, hands come high, and exhale, windmill the hands straight back. Nice. Inhale, hands come high again. Draw the hands together in a fist. Release the index finger. Inhale. Exhale. Let's find a side bend to the left. Lengthening through the right ribs. Inhale. Come back to center. Exhale, side bend to the right. Make sure it's a supple side bend. It doesn't need to be so deep. Be mindful of the body. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, cactus the arms. Extend the heart up and find just a baby back bend, very gentle back bend here. Inhale, chin to the chest, hands come high. And exhale, Anjali Mudra. Hands come back to heart center. And Tadasana. Hands come alongside the hips here. And slowly draw the hands to the hips. Root the left foot, bring the right foot up, and just find a few circles here. We're playing with balance once again, and you have the option, if you need support, you can root your right hand to a wall and find those hip circles that way. I'm going to stay centered on my mat and draw my hands to my hips and find a hip circle in my right leg. Inhale, right knee comes up and out to the right. Circle it down and draw the heel onto the inside of your left ankle with your right knee drawing out. Keep your heart lifted and belly button up and in. Inhale, tree pose, supported tree pose. Hands come to heart center. Option 1, to stay here. Celebrate where you are. Option 2, to draw that right foot up to the inside of the left knee. Find which option feels safe for you. Focus your eye gaze on one point in front of you. Exhale, root the right foot back into the earth and release. Opposite side. Inhale, root the right foot, bring the left knee up and out. Find circle sweeps here. Inhale, left knee comes up and out. Find a nice hip circle. Final one. Inhale, left knee comes up and out. Exhale, draw the left heel to the inside of the right ankle. The left knee is pointing out to the left, lifting through the sternum and the heart. Hands come to heart center, Anjali Mudra, supported tree pose. Option to stay here. Option 2, draw the left foot to the inside of the right knee. Focusing your eye gaze on one point, finding your drishti and your focal point. You might wobble. Exhale, lower your left foot and release. Let's turn back to the center if you turned towards me as well. Inhale, circle sweep hands up and over. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold, bending the knees, root the hands back into your books or your blocks. Inhale, halfway lift, lifting the heart. Exhale, forward fold, nicely done. Invite the forehead towards the knees, micro bending the knees. Inhale, halfway lift again, long spine, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Invite the forehead towards the knees, soft bend in the knees. And we'll slowly drop the right knee and the left knee. I'm going to bring my blanket back up towards me, and we'll find that support of our blanket or our pillows for our knees again. Drop the hips back to the heels. This time, rooting the hands on your blocks to find a deeper stretch in the heart, in the front of the chest and the side body ribs. If this feels uncomfortable in your shoulders, just remove the blocks. Few rounds of breath here. Inhale, let's come back up, tabletop, hands and knees, and we'll move our blocks out to the left and right. On the exhale, shift forward so that your shoulders are stacked right over your wrists. You're pulling the belly in. This is a modified plank pose. Exhale, lower to the tummy. Keep the hands on the outside of the chest, and you're going to root the fronts of the feet into the earth. And from here, you're going to lift the knees up so much that your quads almost begin to lift. The front of the thighs lift, and then inhale from here, cobra pose, lifting the heart, coming onto the tips of the fingers with little to no weight in the hands. Exhale, release, chin kisses the mat, and soften. Once more, inhale, cobra pose, lift the heart. Exhale, chin kisses the mat, release. Final cobra pose, inhale, lift the heart, little to no weight in the hands. Exhale, chin kisses the mat, release. Inhale, tabletop, hands and knees, draw yourself up. And exhale, we'll slowly come to sit on our booty and extend the legs forward. I'm just going to move my blanket over to the side. Bend my knees. We're going to flip the palms up to the heavens and slowly go back. More back. More back. Nicely done. As soon as the back of the heart kisses the mat, embrace the body. Hug, hug, hug the knees in. And we'll just begin to rock left and right. Left and right on the low back. Neutralizing the spine here. I'm feeling a little tight in my back, so I'm just bringing my blanket to my low back. You don't have to do that. On the inhale, bring your right knee in towards the chest. Keep the left knee bent. Continue to hold here, just waking up the hip, and then invite your right heel onto your left knee for a threaded needle pose. Now you have the option of keeping the left foot rooted if that feels safe for you, or you have the option of lifting the left foot, threading the hands behind the left thigh, and holding here for a few rounds of breath. If you're feeling tight in the hips and the head and neck are lifted and you're straining through the head and the neck, bring one of your blocks or your books behind your head. Exhale, let's release and root both feet into the earth. And just slowly windshield wiper both knees over to the left, stacking the right leg on top of the left. We're going to slowly find a T shape, gliding the right hand out like a half T. And this is just a supported supine, just gently wringing out the spine and extending the stretch through the chest and the heart. A few rounds of breath here, just grounding through the body. Nothing is lifted here. Relax everything down. No need to hold anything up. Inhale, let's come back to center. Bending the knees and switch sides. We're just going to hug the left knee in, maybe clasping the front of the knee or behind the knee, keeping the right foot rooted. Find whichever variation feels good for you. On the next inhalation, let's invite the left foot on top of our right knee. Holding here. Option to keep that right foot rooted, or you can begin to draw both hands behind the right thigh and lift the right foot up to get into the hips. Find whichever option or variation feels more successful for you and more satisfactory. right? So not trying to judge if it's right or wrong, good or bad, or how I'm doing it or someone else is doing it, but really finding and judging that success based on what feels satisfactory in your body. Let's slowly release, root both feet, and then we'll slowly roll onto our opposite side body, coming onto the right side body with the knees stacked in a supine twist variation. Inhale, left hand sweeps up and comes straight out to the left like a half T, while the right hand grabs the outside of our left knee. Resting here in this variation of supine twist, once again, no holding. Inhale, come back to center. And exhale, hug both knees and clasping the front of the knee or behind the knee. Find what feels successful for you. Slowly root the right foot and the left foot back into the earth. You're keeping both knees bent. Coming into Shavasana, final resting posture. For me, I'm choosing to close on my side body today. You can do that as well, or you can just find traditional Shavasana laying on your back. You could also keep your knees bent as well if that feels more supportive for your low back. Find what feels good for you. Continue to rest here in your Shavasana, returning back to your breathing. And slowly begin to wiggle the toes and fingers, maybe rolling out the wrists, if that feels good for you. And gently beginning to make your way up into a seated position of your choice, maybe with your blanket or your pillow underneath your bottom, so sitting on your blanket or your pillow and resting here. Keeping the eyes closed or opening them. Find what feels safe. Let's take a deep inhale and exhale out of the mouth, HA. Drawing the palms together. A little space in between the palms, drawing the thumbs towards the heart, and this Anjali Mudra, sealing the practice. We'll each repeat one time. I've done my best. I leave the rest. Namaste, fam.